Absolutely. So, Hey Girls, most people know about Hey Girls in Scotland. Could you just give a kind of a bit of an overview about the aims of the organisation and a wee bit about what you do for anyone that's not heard of Hey Girls?
Yeah, you do forget that people don't know about it.
One or two, see that? Yeah,
Want to talk about periods all day long like we do, but yeah,
yeah.
so Hills is a really simple concept. So it's a buy one, give one. So I've got, here's a packet of reusable pads with Molly on there. So every time that you buy one of these period products, we donate one to someone in need in the UK. So it's really, really simple. So
Perfect.
we've been
Perfect.
since January 2018. You know, I've just lost track of what time, month, day, but yeah, 2018 we started trading. So just done 2 years and a bit.
And you also, obviously, with there's the products, there's also educational programs, and you've got lots of campaigns.
So here you go.
That's it. Here we are.
Education cards. So these are flashcards. They're really lovely, actually, and they're very funny. They're flashcards to help you have a conversation about periods. So whether you're a parent or you're a teacher or a carer or dad wanting to know about periods, you just look at the pictures and then the answers are on the back. But they're good fun, like full of all sorts of myths and all the sort of taboos that we don't know about menstruation. If you go swimming in the sea, will the sharks get you? And all those fun things we've got in there too.
And it's obviously so, as we were chatting about before, it's a strange time that we're going through. The word unprecedented has been used a lot. And also, I can imagine for people that experience period poverty, it's an exacerbated time perhaps as well. And for your organisation, how has it affected Hey Girls, and how has it kind of affected your business model and the way you operate?
God, nothing is the same as it was when we started this new adventure. Yeah, I mean, people that struggled are struggling even more now. And so the most important thing is that we keep getting our Give One donations out to people. That hasn't changed, but the way in which we deliver those products has changed. So the online business has grown significantly since we've been in lockdown. We used to deliver things to community spaces, so everything from citizens' advice to libraries, leisure centres, girl guiding, but of course no one can access those facilities now. So a lot of the councils, local authorities and community groups that we work with, we post directly to people's homes. So that's been a bit of a challenge, because where you used to be sending, maybe huge cartons of products, even a pallet of product, we're now packing a box to go to somebody's household. So that's been interesting, but that's the most important part of it. If we're not donating, then we're not doing what we were set up to do.
How are you coping with that change? Because that's a lot of change. That's a lot of packing. That's a lot of...
Yeah, I've done 167 boxes today. Hardcore.
Wow.
I'm no longer the CEO. I'm the CPP, which is the Chief Picking and Packing.
An important role. Absolutely. Yeah.
All our packing team, who are absolute hardcore goddesses who pack our products every day, they're all at home with their kids. They're all parents, and you can't really pack menstrual products from home, because we do it with hair nets and and actually very hygienic. And when we're at home, we've got kids and cats and dogs and things on toast and all of those things. So unfortunately, they can't pack. So that's been a huge challenge. So I'm just packing products. We've got our logistics manager Tracy, who she's packing products from the warehouse in Bonnybridge, and I'm packing products from Musselburgh, and the individual things are going out as the best we can, really. So
you've said obviously, so the online retail has really grown, and you're responding to that. Obviously, the kind of other side of the business and the kind of trade side is probably a bit more tricky, I'm guessing, at the current point in time, and we're all kind of looking towards how the retail market will respond in the future, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, supermarkets Never the easiest to do business
Sure.
with, I would say,
Yeah.
but they're even harder to do business with now. They sort of
Mhm.
expect things today, and they're not sure what they want, and then they want huge volumes. So we're just, all of this has been very much about we'll do what we can, we'll do our best, and there's lots of how can we find a way around that together. Lots of compromises and innovation happening in just absolutely on everything. How can we pack in a different way that's a quicker way that, can you get it through the letterbox?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's all coming from customer feedback, really. So I think the economy is going to be very slow to return. I mean, every day now from our suppliers we get a different kind of story. So and I think it isn't until something like this happens you start to unpick every part of your product. So if you think about a menstrual product, where does the bamboo and cornstarch come from? Where does the biodegradable wrapping come from? Where does the box come from? Where does the wood pulp to make the box come from? So things travel all over the world before they get to any one place. So that I think is really interesting. And our box manufacturer said there's going to be, it's going to be, everything's more expensive.
Yeah. Sure.
Demand on the packaging is, everyone's making PPE quite rightly, but that has an effect on the products, the raw materials that go into our products. So of course the price will go up.
Yeah. Of course. And have you, in terms of the customers that you've got at the moment, have you been getting any kind of, I guess, feedback from them about the products and the? Is there any changes that you've made that you might maintain going forward? Do you think in terms of the business? You're thinking about things like where your supply chain is coming from and the different ingredients. Do you think there's anything you might maintain?
I think some of the local authorities that we work with have been fabulous. They're really committed to supporting period dignity across their community. And when they said, well, how do we still get them out to communities? We said, can you reset your budgets?
Yeah.
We're sending them out to homes and things, and we can pack them in such a way, or we can do bundles if there's more than one female in the home and things. And they've been really up to for having a conversation about how to do that. So I think that's been fantastic. They've also been paying us very quickly. So,
that's good.
that I don't know whether people have got more time. They're paying quickly, and that's hugely appreciated right now.
I can imagine.
So I think there's all sorts of innovation that will stick when we get back to the new normal. Nicola Sturgeon was calling it yesterday. I think there's all sorts of things that will have changed for the better. And just me packing boxes, going, why do we do it like that when it's much quicker if you pack it this way around? Or and actually, do you need all that packing material inside if you just put it in the slightest, if you pack it tighter? So there's also those sort of funny things, but I've also noticed we've got a better relationship, or a sort of closer relationship with our customers, because they've now got time to chat. And they're saying, I've received our good, really like it. And then there's a back and forth rather than it's either positive or negative feedback. It's now a bit of a bit of to and fro with stuff. So I think that's really cool. But I'm hoping that will stay. We're so busy, aren't we? In normal life, we are so busy. I was just talking to you earlier about shopping. You crash around the supermarket with your trolley at great speed, and now you go around very, very slowly, not bumping into anybody. And I think just that slowing life down and bringing back the conversation is quite interesting.
It is, having, I guess, just slowing the pace down, slowing life down, but also you're incredibly busy there are in terms of the job. How are you, as someone that's adapted rapidly to the changes, how are you looking after yourself and with your team? Obviously, you said that some of them have children, they're at home, they're around about different parts of Scotland. How have you found that they have adapted to, I guess, just keeping on communication with you? and actually doing the day job as well?
Yeah, so we do daily stand-ups, like everybody, I'm sure everybody does, a Zoom stand-up, just a 10 minutes checking in. We have a virtual coffee morning where we talk about anything other than work, so it's usually baking.
Yeah.
That's really important. And then we do just a shared thing, so we put our Zoom on and you just carry on and work as if you were sat opposite your colleagues. So that's really nice.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's just, you just have the screen on and you can just do whatever you do, and cats come over the screen and children pop up in the background. But it's just, you know, it's just so that you keep that chitter going that you would do when you've got someone sat opposite you in the office. And then we've been meeting at the Arm's Length pub, of course, just so that if there's any celebrations and things, we don't lose those. It's really important, because we'll celebrate the opening of an envelope, quite honestly. So lots of that, you need to keep that conversation going. We've all had mini meltdowns and moments of anxiety, so we just call it out. Right. I think I had one day where I just cried more or less all day. Cried at the music that was on Alexa. I came home and I saw the banking advert of the 2 black horses, the mother horse and her foal going across, and then burst into tears. So there's those. We're all having days like that, but actually it's we're doing surprisingly well. Really, lots of creativity and lots of fun going on, and huge amounts of collaboration, which previously to sort of do a collaboration with anybody seemed to take forever, sort of back and forth, and it's now, shall we do this? Yeah, why not? Why can't we? We'll just do it. So we launched period pants.
You've got period pants, yeah, and you've got them there. Let's see them.
Let's show your underwear.
Show your underwear, yeah.
Pants. And we went to a huge production around creating our pants. They're all beautiful. We've got 6 different styles, and the girls had created the pants that spoke to them. It's what kind of pants. Everybody wears different underwear, don't they? And so we've made a full range of sort of everything from Bridget Jones to sort of sexy briefs and all sorts of things. And then we were ready to launch, and then this all broke. We thought, well, do we just put it on hold? And we asked the girls, who were all dancers that were friends and families that were in the video, we asked some of our friends in communications, do you think we should put it on hold? And everybody said, no, just launch it. We want something positive, something fun.
Yeah.
And so we did. We launched them, and they are selling incredibly well. Really, very, steadily. It's like hot pants. They're selling very, very quickly.
Absolutely, yeah.
When you're at home, you can try something different. I'm sure everyone's doing all sorts of different things to their daily routines and eating different things and trying a bright blue eyeshadow or all sorts of things. So you can try different period products while you're at home as well. So, yeah, so I'm really glad that we launched them.
You launched them too. And what was the process that you went through? So you've created lots of new products, and this one's particularly innovative. What's the kind of process you went through to create this product? Was it you spoke about some of the dancers and some of the people were that in the video? Did the idea just come?
Well, it's sort of the final piece in the suite, as it were, or the only period product that we didn't do. And this has been through the same process with everything that we've created. We ask girls and women about their periods and what products they use, and the good bits and the bad bits, and then we try and find a manufacturer who can help us make them. And then you start with a long list of potentials and then you cross them off as they don't quite come up to scratch, or they won't share their modern slavery policy with you, or they won't tell you actually what's inside the wadding, and so it's quite a lot of effort to go through. And then you get samples, and the girls all wore the samples, and then we did another round of samples. Actually, pants took us longer than any of the other products to make, just because there were so many sizes and styles and all those things. And when we got to the stage where we were happy with them, then we hit the button and manufacture. And it's always huge volumes. You can't just try 20. You're going to try 1,000 in each size and each style of thing. So you've got to be fairly sure before you hit the manufacturing book. But yeah, so we'll see how they go. We've already done a range in small, medium, large, and of course we want to do XL and XXL and XXXL and the TV ones. So and we'll see which are popular and which aren't popular, and there we go. The best bit was I managed to put 200 in a carton and send them off to the NHS as a donation. So that was
fantastic.
The best bit of the job, really.
Yeah.
It's really, really lovely sending products out to people who buy them online, but the best bit is sending out the donations. It's just, it's the reason we're here. So.
We've seen a lot of goodwill. That's one of the good thing, I guess, that's come out of COVID-19. We're clapping for the NHS at the moment. There seems to be a kind of spirit and a goodwill, which we kind of hope will maintain. In terms of, we've been speaking about the kind of the social value that's involved in social enterprise products. Have you, and do you think that this moment that we're in, do you think there's a role for social enterprise to have a kind of greater role in the mainstream going forward? I'm sure, like every part of your business, that's kind of what you do, but you've been involved in social enterprise for quite a bit. You're on the board of different organisations. You're speaking to other social entrepreneurs. Do you think this is do you think there's more of a role, or this is a time to grasp the nettle with social enterprise?
Well, I've always said that there isn't anything that social enterprise can't do, really. And I'm always particularly wowed by Coin Street community builders. And I haven't been to see them for years and years and years, but I remember the first visit and meeting their CEO, and you hear their story about the campaign to take ownership of that piece of land on the waterfront, and from the Oxo Tower up virtually up to the eye. And within that space, there's everything from cooperative housing to nurseries to car parks to retail premises. You just think there's a pub, and everyone has a different legal structure. Mm-hmm. And who knew? Nobody knows that's a social enterprise. It just happens to be a really great business and leisure centre. So I don't think there's much that social enterprise can't do if it puts its mind to it. I think it's just about, it's always about why are you doing what you're doing, and what do you do with the profits?
Yeah.
And that's the interesting bit, isn't it, really?
Yeah, various different. I guess there's various different approaches to it, and like you're saying, kind of what you do with the profits, and the kind of the organisations that you can support.
I'm a bit annoyed that. We're a trading social enterprise. We get all of our fund comes from trading, but then you get this. Yesterday, you got a huge corporation tax bill. You think, oh God, we just need to give more away. We just need to donate more. And it's trying to make that balance where you don't actually have any profit at the end of the year because it's all gone into donations. And it's a balance between being viable as a business. As he's not having any money in your bank account, because you don't want to pay tax on it. So.
And with them, because you're also looking at your kind of business model and trading at the moment, I'm assuming that there's a lot of it in terms of the upturn in the online sales, but there's a lot that's maybe a surprise or unplanned. Going forward and kind of looking at your model over the next, I guess, 3 months to 6 months, how much do you feel is kind of in your control? How much can you plan? How much is that type of thing? That's the hard part, isn't it? And so,
I don't think any of it's really, country, if I'm perfectly honest. So we, 72% of our turnover comes from public sector contracts. And the rest is supermarkets, the gorgeous stores, independent retail stores, and then the online stuff. The majority of our business got switched off overnight. We went from our turnover to half of our turnover within about 2 weeks. It was like, oh, that's a bit of a shocker. Just because
How was that moment? I kind of.
how does
How was that moment? I mean, it must have been a shock, like for a bit that period of a week, you know, where you're kind of like, okay, everything switched off.
yeah. I mean, and that's it. And you just have to think, okay, how can we make sure we get this? Whilst we're just, there's a moment where everybody's just running around going,
Yeah.
how do we make sure we can still get products out to people in need? And we went to lockdown pretty quickly. We knew it felt like it was coming, had this sort of feeling that it was going to happen. So we packed as much product into little white boxes as we possibly could and made up kits. While the packing team was still in the packing facility, we made little boxes up as fast as we could, and so piled them high. And so when our local authority partners just went, oh, we don't know what to do now, we had to give them a little while to calm down and then go, okay, well, this is what we can do. And our online sales have climbed. So who knows, if they'll take a dip when we get back to normality. Or I'm kind of, just finding the issues or the challenges as they come up, and then coming up with a solution the best that we can. So who knows?
Absolutely. I mean, it seems like, everyone's kind of adapted to buying online, and I guess as a kind of captive audience, it seems to have made you more creative. And at the moment, like many organisations, I can imagine you're focused on the kind of what needs done, what needs like the kind of delivery. In terms of you're known for delivering amazing campaigns, really inspiring campaigns. Have you been thinking about different things? Obviously, you're not going to mention them or launch them just now, but have you kind of had time to think about?
I think I'm crazy young.
You're packing the boxes to
That's when my creativity starts and stops. Really, that's the best way I can get these products into the box for the cheapest postage.
That's creative.
That's very. But Amy and Kirsten, who run all our social media, they're still being phenomenally creative, and I think we're launching a decorating a vulva competition.
A decorating vulva competition. Fantastic. That's
an illustrator who's created some sort of templates, and then you colour it in, or you stick jewels on it, or whatever you want.
I think I've heard it's kind of like a pin the tail on the donkey kind of like thing too. No,
it is. Just get a drawing of something and colour it in however you want to colour it in.
Okay, fantastic. It's fun with.
We've now put that online, so we're doing homeschooling challenges for parents to have the conversation. So I suppose there's some innovation and creativity around some of that stuff.
Oh, well, that's good that the educational work exists and continues as well. Well, we're coming up to the half an hour, and it's been lovely to catch up with you again, Celia. It's been long overdue, and thanks very much for your time today. It's great to have these kind of stories from people who have found challenges, but also, I guess, just opportunities. I'd actually just been honest to say there's a lot of it not in their control, and so do what you can.
That's it. Yeah, just keep doing it.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Celia. Lovely to speak.
Yeah, hope to see you soon when we're all out and about. Come and see us in Musselburgh.
I absolutely will do. Looking forward to it.
Okay.